Back with our champion, Mike Kaboul. Now I've got to ask you, how much did you win in your dream last night?
On the first game, I won $6,600. Jim, I've got some catching up to do.
Well, I'll take $2,200 in real money any day.
Not all bad.
All right, Mike. Janice is dealing out two brand new decks of cards, and here comes a new challenger on Card Sharks. Kirsten Cabral. Hello, Kirsten. Nice to have you here.
I'm fine.
I'm glad to be here.
Won't you tell us something about yourself?
Well, my name is Kirsten Cabral. I live in Riverside. I'm originally from a small town in Germany just south of Amsterdam. I lived half my childhood there, half in Seattle. Came to California, fell in love with the weather and the guys, and decided to stay here. I go to school and I work at a restaurant. I love animals. I have 2 dogs, Handsome Poopsie and Susie, 2 cats, Missy and Benji, a parakeet Junior, and a cricket Charlie, and I'm very glad to be here.
Oh, that's nice. Could you come down here for a moment, Chris? Janice and Lois, would you come out here? I've just suddenly noticed something. Would you stand out here in a line, the 3 of you here?
Hey.
Can you deal cards, said Janice? Either some designer lied about the originals, or we have the new Andrews sisters here, friends. Thank you very much. Kirsten, you want to sit up there? Thanks, Janet and Lois. Kirsten, we're happy to have you here. You cut your cards?
Yes, I have.
Incidentally, talking about vocal groups, Cabral and Kaboul sounds like a vocal group, too. Armenian vocal group, right?
Really?
Here we go. Best 2 out of 3. Question to Mike. And Mike, we asked 100 women who have been married for 50 years or more. Is there a man in your romantic past you still daydream about? How many women married 50 years or more said there was a man in their romantic past they still daydream about?
Well, Jim, I've been married to my wife, soon be 25 years, and she's put up with me for a long time, and then for 50 years, I think it's a dim memory. And I'm going to say that's a very low number, and I'm going to say that there's only about 11.
11?
Yes, 11 women, I think that.
I was glad he was saying dim, weren't you? Mike says 11, Kirsten. Higher or lower?
Well, I think that memories often get more vivid as you get older, and I think that even though we are married to someone, we have daydreamed about someone that you might have been fond of earlier on, so I'm sure that number will be higher.
Interesting. Memories become more vivid. Mike says 11, Kirsten says higher, and the actual number of women married 50 years or more who said there's a man in the romantic past they still daydream about is 19. Kirsten is right. It is higher. So it is the challenger who starts off the match with a 9.
I'll change it.
Changing the 9 to an ace. Great change. Lower than an ace. A 2. Higher than a 2 with 7.
Freeze.
And we'll move over the freeze bar with that middle card. Boy, Kirsten was really pointing, freeze, don't you dare touch that card, Perry. Kirsten, this question to you. We asked 100 third grade boys, can you make a girl cry without even touching her? How many third grade boys claim they can make a girl cry without even touching her?
Well, I remember being in the 3rd grade, and 3rd grade boys can be pretty mean, and I think that they could make a girl cry without even touching her just by teasing her and whatnot. So I'll say that number will be about 60.
60 out of 100 said yes, they can. Mike, what do you think?
Well, Jim, I feel that there's a lot of ways to make girls cry, ridicule their hair, or toss their books away, or tell the teacher something. However, I think that number's going to be lower than 60.
You say lower?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the key to the question is, are the third grade boys aware that they can hurt without hitting, which is what makes it interesting. Kirsten says 60. Mike says lower. The actual number of third grade boys who can make a girl cry without even touching her is 70. They're more aware than you thought. Kirsten has it. Very much higher. Kirsten with a 7.
I'll change that card.
And she has a chance to get rid of the middle card. Oh, still a 7.
I'll go with the odds and say higher.
Higher than a 7. Yes, a jack.
Lower.
If it's lower, she has the first game of the match. It is. Kirsten, the challenger, wins game number 1. Very nicely done.
So happy.
You look relieved there. You didn't think you were going to win one, huh? All right, you relax for a moment, Kirsten, and Janice will deal out same 2 decks of cards, with the next cards off the top of those decks. And if you can keep track, that'll help. Now, Mike's behind. He needs this game.
Right.
Mike, we asked 100 doctors, do you think smoking marijuana is physically harmful? How many doctors said smoking marijuana is physically harmful?
Jim, a lot of reports have come out from the government and from medical associations, and I think that the consensus among physicians is that it damages the brain, the lungs, the fatty tissues. Yes, that's going to be a high number. I'm going to say 88.
88 out of 100 doctors said yes, marijuana is physically harmful. Kirsten?
Well, I've read a lot of articles on it, and it doesn't seem to state that it really is that dangerous to your lungs, not as much as cigarettes are and alcohol and all those type of drugs, too. So I'm going to say that that's too high. I'll say lower.
You say lower. We both have diametrically opposed views on this one. The actual number of doctors who said smoking marijuana is physically harmful is 87 by 1. Kirsten got it. 87 out of 100. Very interesting. Kirsten, you start the game with an 8.
Change that card!
And getting rid of that middle card. An 8! Lower than the ace. The queen. Lower than the queen. A 2. Higher than the 2. A 4. We have a new champion. Can she go all the way? Yes! Kirsten does it with 5 straight cards. Wow. Well, she got hot, Mike.
She sure did.
I thank you. I'll come to your congregation anytime. You're a delight, Mike. And you're leaving us with $2,200. Mike Kabul. Thank you, Mike. Kirsten, he's waving. Come on down here, Kirsten. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, you were overjoyed that you won one. How do you feel now?
Oh, I'm just so excited.
Okay. Well, you relax for a moment, and Kirsten will go for the big money right after this. Back with our new champion. Now, we've already played the money cards once today, so we dealt them out. You cut them, yes?
Yes.
And then we dealt them out. And you shrunk a little bit, Kirsten. Come down here for a second. Come here. Good. Look at this. What did you do? Why did you do that?
Because they were hurting my feet, because I usually wear blue jeans and sneakers, and I'm not too used to dressing up nicely.
Well, if you're comfortable, that's all that matters. Hop on up there, Kirsten. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here's $200. Come on, let's do it. And let's see if we can start her off with a good base card there. Lois, 200 and a 10.
Ooh, change that. Change it.
And we improve it? Oh, yeah, with a 2.
All of it higher.
$200. Higher than a 2. Yes, with an ace.
All of it lower. All of it.
Double to nothing for 800. It is lower.
300. No, 150 higher.
$150 higher than a 5. It is $950 on the bottom line. And we'll move up the jack and give you the other 200. Do you want to play that jack?
I'm going to change it.
All right. Well, it's one of those borderline cards. Let's see if it pays off. It does. Queen a little better. You have $1,150.
1,000 lower.
How much?
1,000.
Ooh, there's only one ace showing. I hope you're right. $1,000 lower than a queen. Yes! $2,150.
$50 higher.
Minimum at $50 higher than a 7. She's right again. Back with a jack.
$100 lower.
$100 lower than a jack. And right again. $2,300 and up goes the 4. First of all, do you want it?
I'll play it.
And you must bet at least $1,150. You have $2,300 and a 4. What's your big bet, Kirsten?
I'll bet 2,000 higher.
Big bet. We haven't seen that many low cards. I hope you're right. $2,000 higher than a 4. It is for $4,300. Well, doggone, we all should get barefoot. Get down here, Kirsten. That's super. Well, when you get dressed up, you go to town. $4,500 for Kirsten Cabral. That's not bad. Nice.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back right after this. Now, I've got to ask you, at the end of the commercial, Kirsten just said you feel like a kernel of popcorn?
Yes. I just keep on wanting to jump up and down.
Oh, I see that. Okay. Janice, would you deal out 2 brand new decks of cards, and we'll meet a new challenger here on Card Sharks. Ed Elder. Hello, Ed.
Hello, Jim.
Nice to have you here. I'm fine.
It's great to be here.
Won't you tell us something about yourself, sir?
Okay, I'm Ed Elder. I'm a single man from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a private pilot, and after driving in this L.A. traffic, I'd rather be up there than down here. And enjoy cooking. I make specialty foods like smoked fish and beef jerky, I make my own wines, brandies, cordials, whatnot. And I enjoy dancing. I go dancing 4 or 5 times a week, both ballroom and, of course, the disco.
You're a single fellow who cooks, makes his own wine, flies his own plane, goes disco. You may not be single too long when the ladies in Phoenix see you out here, Ed. Happy to have you here. You cut the cards?
Yes, I certainly did.
Here we go.
Thank you.
We'll decide the best 2 out of 3 with a question for the champion. Kirsten, we asked 100 single women. If you fell in love with a man who told you he loved you, but never wanted to get married, would you be willing to be his unmarried girlfriend for the rest of your life? How many women would be willing to be his unmarried girlfriend for the rest of their life?
Well, did it say that she wants to marry him?
Yes, you said. Oh, it says you fell in love with a man and he loved you, but he said he never wanted to get married. Oh, I assume maybe he did, but that was not the question. And would you be willing to be his unmarried girlfriend? It sounds like we're doing a soap opera here. Would you be willing to be his unmarried girlfriend for the rest of his life? How many said yes?
I'm sure that if they loved him, they would be willing to remain his unmarried girlfriend for the chance that perhaps they'll encourage him to get married sometime in the future. I think that they would.
He said he's going to stay unmarried.
Yeah, he says that, but guys are almost as undecisive as women often. Yeah, so I'm going to say that 70 would still remain his girlfriend.
70 would.
Oh, boy.
What do you think, Ed?
Oh, no way. Being a single man, I've had experience in this line quite a few times, and I've had a few girlfriends that's hung in there for a while, but they don't hang in there very long, and because they're looking to get married. They want to get married bad, so it's definitely lower than that, Jim. Yes.
I hope you're enjoying Another World, friends. 70 says Kirsten, lower says Ed. The actual number of women who would be willing to be his unmarried girlfriend for the rest of their life is 30. You got it, Ed. It is lower. Ed, let's see what we start off with. You got a 5.
Change that card.
Changing the 5 to a 6.
Oh, not too much better, but let's go higher on
higher
that.
Higher than the 6, a 7.
Freeze it.
And Ed takes the 1 card advantage. That's about all the time we have for now. Hey, we've got some people with us in the audience from Dundee, Florida, and as far away as Yokohama, Japan. Why don't you come down and join us sometime in the Card Sharks audience? We have a lot of fun. Gene Wood's going to tell you how you can do it, and I'll say bye-bye for now.
And some of our contestants will receive from Mr. Coffee a gift pack featuring America's #1 coffee maker and genuine Mr. Coffee accessories, including an extra decanter of Mr. Coffee filters and a tray and light lunch from Lipton. Hot and hearty, satisfying dishes you make in a mug. More great taste from Lipton Light Lunch, it's delicious. And a tote bag and Unicap M from Upjohn. Contains 11 essential vitamins and 6 key minerals, including iron and zinc. Unicap M, because you need minerals too. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks, a Mark Goodson-Bill Todman Productions.